Hello, everybody, and welcome to Speed Gaming Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race. Today, we're going to have a Triforce hunt for you, some novelty mode here. My name is Ermer, and I'm going to be doing solo commentary today, so it's going to be a bit difficult to focus on 4 screens, but luckily, chat and our trackers, today it's Artorial and Professor Pixie, are going to have my back. So, yeah, this is going to be exciting. We have some good runners here as well. So this is going to be a cool race. For those of you who have not a Triforce hunt yet, maybe some of you have played Zelda 1 before, where the prize for beating a dungeon was a piece of the Triforce. And the random devs thought this was a cool idea and like made it basically, like an Easter egg hunt. And we're gonna have 50 pieces of Triforce shuffled into the item pool. And in order to get access to Ganon, I'm not sure if it's win or access to Ganon, but we're gonna have to acquire 40 pieces of Triforce out of the 50 ones that are spread out. Ganon is not available in this one. Thank you. I forgot. It's been quite a while since I've seen a Triforce hunt, so yeah, so it's 40 pieces of the Triforce. We drop them off at the castle, and then we're good to go. And we're gonna start with the Triforce piece on Uncle, and the Quake Medallion here in the chest with Uncle. The top 2 runners are gonna be doing the Holy Hand. Get some early rupees going. Of course, this is an open start, which means we can start at either the Sanctuary or Link's house. Our runners today are Sandra's 316, me and DM, Zoe 15, and Stuff Ninja Tuna. All right, I think we got all the cursory things out of the way. Lots of the versions already. We have 2 runners going to Hyrule Castle. Actually, I think they're just gonna do Uncle, since they started over at Sanctuary, while the other bottom 2 runners are gonna go for the Sanctuary, or rather, what comes after Sanctuary. Checking the Lumberjack ledge here on the Soul side, Scruff and Tuna as well. Gonna take the not push route. And we have a Triforce piece on the Lumberjack ledge. That might come in relevant because since it's like 50 trash items, basically, like arrows and rupees and stuff. A lot of the pieces can be, say, in Ganon's Tower or like in Dark World dungeons. So we're gonna have to, at some point there might be the decision. Okay, getting that one piece from the Lumberjack ledge might be faster, and we did 10 bombs here in the woods. That is already gonna prepare us for Kakariko. Another set of bombs here in the secret hideout. Not gonna be helping us much because we have only a max of 10. Arrows from the tree pool, probably not going to see that being used much. And DM is taking the southern route into Kakariko here. A good game knowledge. Some of these bushes have a 50% chance, I think it was, dropping bombs. Of course, not knowing that there is a 10 pack of bombs sitting in the Lost Woods. You're going to see the lines up here from Zoe, and the race came from DM. Just a piece of heart. Probably not going to go for that. There's another medallion. And a piece of Triforce. And the blue right away. Wow. And a piece of heart. All right. Question again, what is Triforce Hunt? The Triforce Hunt is 50 pieces of the Triforce have been put into the item pool instead of trash items, such as arrow packs, bomb packs, and stuff. in that. And we have to collect 40 of these 50 in order to win. So yeah, that's basically it. It's like an Easter egg hunt, more or less. There's a third piece of the Triforce for Zoe in the well. So you see these little wedges come out of chests and lying around in like plain sight. Those are the gold. Got a lamp, got a bow, and we got a bottle. Right, you can clear all of Kakariko outside of the magic hat. Um, don't have to come back here anytime soon. Actually, we can't because we don't have the money for the bottle vendor. Oh no. Yeah, a lot of the rupee drops are going to be replaced with Triforce pieces. So money is actually going to be a valuable resource that we're going to have to consider. That's one of the cruxes of this mode is that, all these bombs and arrows and rupees that you normally find in abundance are not going to be there. There's still going to be like drops like that, but not as much. So, and I have to look at your resource counter while playing this. Sick Kid is giving us a full piece of art, or a full art container rather. That's pretty nice. I didn't see what the B was, if it was a golden or a normal B. We could theoretically sell that. If it's a golden B, we could sell it to the bottle vendor. I think that looks like a normal B, yeah. The golden B has a little plus on the bottle icon. And Zoe walked to it earlier. Of course, everybody activating their flute. And I did not catch what a DM saw in the library, so Zoe going there is going to be helping out with that. Oh, a Triforce piece. Also good to know there. Looks like Zoe is going to blind pull the race game here. We know that's a piece of art. That's great. And yes, indeed, two pieces of Triforce are already boots locked. One on the Lumberjack ledge and one in the library. So one of the runners here, Zoe, is going to go to Eastern. I would argue that with what the items we got, with the bow and the lamp, that is a very heavy indicator that Eastern might hold our next progression item, whereas Scruff is going to make their way into Hyrule Castle and is going to do the escape sequence, minus Zelda. There's another Triforce piece, two of them even, into Hyrule closet. Otherwise, not much. And one in the first chest of the escape. Yeah, so with 50 pieces in the pool, there's an abundance of them, so we're going to see a lot of these pop up. Oh yeah, Sandris is on Death Mountain now, is going to take the flute and the lamp there to pick up the old man. I was looking at the bottom there, since I did not. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's like a lot of plot divergence with the flute this early. We have South Shore from DM. Basically, all four runners are doing different things now. It's gonna be a bit difficult to keep track of all this. I missed what Scruff picked up in Zelda's chest there. Meanwhile, DM is going to Mini Moldarm Cave. Big key for Zoe. heart container, or heart piece rather, on a map. Thank you, Arturial. So lots of divergence. That's what an early flute does for us. Everybody's doing their own thing here. I think that was a hook shot and a sword in the mini Moldrum cave, along with 3 pieces of Triforce. You can make a mini Triforce out of that. Hammer in Eastern Palace. Meanwhile, Scruff is going through the Dark Cross, finds the King of Burna here. Nothing of value on the mountain, unfortunately, other than the save point, just a shield from the old man. So Xandris is gonna do the south through checks, while DM is now doing Death Mountain. Oh, Sanders got Merle. Okay, thank you. I did miss that. Well, I think that must have been in Spectral Rock then. Okay, thank you. All right, so Moon Pearl in Spectral Rock Cave. My bad. A Triforce piece in a heart container in the back of Escape here. You're gonna see. So is gonna have to be a bit careful here with the arrows. It's gonna need at least 18 arrows to kill the Armos Knights if you do it perfectly, and Zo does do it perfectly. So not a single arrow, not even like the extra shot there. First crystal on the table for Zo. We haven't even seen a map check yet. So we don't even know if this is a 5/6 crystal or a normal one. It's a crystal. But Eastern Palace holding the hammer for us. We're a glove away from Darkworld Axis. But there's not that many more locations left that we can go, actually. Sure, we've seen that mountain. We've seen the Azure Cave. I think we haven't seen yet. Agina is open still, and I think that's about it. At least for the checks you currently can access. But it was a sword on Aramos. Okay, so that means we do have access to Master Sword as one in Mini Moldorm and one on Armos. Oh yeah, we did get the hook shot. That's right. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot. We got another sword somewhere because I don't think Scruff went into Eastern Palace yet to pick up that sword. So there's a third sword somewhere in large in Harrow Castle, I assume, because that's I think the only place that Scruff went to where none of the others have been to yet. So man. Yeah, I totally forgot about Hookshot, which means we do have access to Kafka and the Eastern checks here that DM is going through. Oh, that's the mirror. Okay. It doesn't do much for us currently. Since, I mean, DM, it does do something for DM, because DM can go to Hera without having the hammer. But yeah, probably, well, I'm not gonna say they might do Hera next, because Hera is only 2 checks. While Eastern would be 3 plus the Hostilisk Closet, so. Or to go towards Eastern next if you go for item density. But DM might just go, I'm gonna clear out all of Death Mountain right now. So. And yeah, as mentioned, bringing up the low bomb count. Both of the top runners do not have any bombs at all, and as mentioned, like bomb drops have been heavily reduced because of the Triforce pieces in the pool. There's a blue mail for DM in the spiral pit. Not something we need, but certainly something you can appreciate. Yeah, the hammer was in Eastern Palace, so only Zoe currently has access to it. It's very likely that DM is going to go to take on Eastern, or at the very least Sahara Solar, or probably Eastern as well. Already, like with a bow and a lamp, there's nothing stopping you from doing Crystal Eastern. Not that any of our runners knows yet that it's a Crystal Eastern. Yeah. Finally, we get a map check. So all three pendants are in the Dark World. We have one in Skullwoods, one in Mire, and the Green and Swamp. And I think there was a 5/6 crystal in Palace of Darkness, but on the right side either way. Which also means that all three Light World dungeons are going to be crystals. It doesn't matter much to us what is a crystal and what is a crystal and what is a pendant, because other than the Pyramid Fairy and the Green Pendant, none of these checks really, like, we don't really need anything. We might need to go into Ganon's Tower to, like, finish out Triforce, depending on how many Triforce pieces are in there. But, like, right now, not very interesting to us at all, which dungeons are pendants and crystal. Which is also why the runners haven't really done any map checks other than Skull here. So DM on their way to get the hammer. I think it's in this very chest even, in this hookshot chest. I think it's the map chest in vanilla. I know it was the big key, right? Yeah. So I assume that So is gonna take that hammer over to Top Era. And yes, I mean, yes. Zora is technically not in Logic yet because we need the Flippers or the Glove, I think. So, yeah. Agina or Dark World access through Agina, Hera, or Dark World access through Aghanim are the only options we have. I did not see what was on that island. And yeah, Zoe is gonna take that hammer, hookshot combination into Top Hera. With the mirror, of course, it's a bit easier to navigate this. Let's see if there's going to be Hera plot action going on as well. Gonna get another map check here from Scruff to reaffirm. Yeah, we have a basement big key here, which means that Zoe is gonna hope that the big key room, like the small chest in the big key room, or the big chest room rather, and or Moldorm have the items in here, so we don't have to pick up that big key. Or oh, that's a compass. That's not good. So we don't have to abandon an item in Terra Basement here. Meanwhile, DM and Sandres both in Eastern Palace. DM already has picked up Hammer. Sandres is gonna be shortly. Also gonna see her pop from Scruff. So currently the bottom two runners here a little ahead in checks. Actually, no, Scruff is a bit behind because Scruff has done Castle, but has not done Eastern Palace, so does not have the hammer yet. Oh, and there's a Fire Rod from Moldorum. Now that's a good pickup. It doesn't do much for us right now, but it is definitely a good pickup. Especially if we do have to do Aghanim. The Fire Rod makes the castle tower so much easier because you can dispose of the ball and chain guards with just one shot of it. And looks like Zoe is walking back over to Spiral Cave real quick. Finish out that mountain here. Of course, without a glove, we couldn't do Spike Cave. All runners doing the Walk of Shame. No boots for this. I think the lobby chest item was a hard piece. I'm not sure. A Triforce piece. Thank you, chat. So Scruff is now making their way over to Sahasrara and Eastern Palace. It's going to pick up their hammer and a whole bunch of Triforce pieces. I assume Zoe might do Fake Flippers. Would seem to be a prudent play to do here. But logically speaking, Agina or Access to the Dark World orders flippers. We don't need to do fake flippering. Okay. Did anybody else do Astro Cave? I thought we saw some people walk over Astro Cave. But yeah, that means we now have the flipper checks available to us. That brings us Hobo and the Zora area, so Waterfall Fairy and Zora himself, as well as the Zora Ledge. We do not have the money for Zora himself, though. And that's, again, that's the crux. With this particular mode, and since the chat is asking, somebody in chat is asking, well, what is Triforce Hunt? It's basically like an Easter egg hunt, in that there's 50 pieces of the Triforce, like little Triforce, yeah, like Hobo Zoga just off of Hobo here. They are like shuffled into the item pool, replacing basically like trash items, like rupees and arrows and bombs. And you need to acquire 40, like in this particular setup, you need to acquire 40 of them in order to get to the goal. So there's 15 total. We can skip 10, basically. But yeah. Oh, that's so mean! Wow, there's a glove on Hylia Island. Oh man. Hold on. You can access that through Aghanim, can't you? That might be our first glove. Oh, that's so gross. And there's our third medallion as well. It's almost. And a bee in a bottle from the fairy. Gringo from her chest. Thanks, fairy. Oh man, that's really grody. Looks like Zoe is saying like, okay, all right, game. I know what you want from me. And making a beeline here to do the castle. I assume Zoe will do the escape sequence first before climbing the tower, but we'll see. Man, that's probably one of the most disgusting locations for a glove I've seen in a long while. Yeah, we're gonna do front of escape here on Zoe's side before. DM also getting the news that there is a glove on Lake Hylia Island. Alright, so Zoe is not doing the entire front of escape. and is rather making a beeline for the back here after picking up the chest. Don't know where the other glove is. There's a Triforce piece on the ledge. Yeah, the Lake Halia glove is the one we know of. For all we know, Agina might be holding one. But, man. Looks like... I'm not sure if Scruff saw that the glove is on there, but Scruff also deciding, you know, I'm gonna do Aghanim now. And Sandres also making the realization there. Okay, Artarel, one of the trackers for today's daily, informing me that Scruff did not take the flippers out of Eyesore Cave, which means that couldn't see that there was the glove on there. Just gonna take a gamble, and I mean, honestly, this seems to be the play too, you know? Like, Zoe is going through the escape here, trying to pick up a few items, see maybe there's a glove somewhere there, but it's... Oh, yeah, that's true. Zoe's out of bombs. Cannot do the... There, okay. On an 8-pack. Nice. Can go back and bomb up the back of the escape there. Oh, lucky 8-pack drop there. What do you farm rupees from with that? Yeah. You basically have to do either the basement of Blind's hut, or you have to do the well. And it's... yeah, it's slow. I mean, yeah. The most money is on Sandres, who has found 340-something rupees. Did do Julian, though, so... We already saw the bush crab. I think the bush crab was hearts, and the trees were arrows and magic hawks, if I'm right, so... Yeah, unfortunately, Zoe did not do Julian before getting the flippers, which means that they can't do it without the boots. Yeah, we're not getting Zella in this mode. It's open start, so we don't have Zella. Like, she's not even in the basement. Sandra's now also in escape. Everybody's converging at the castle now after seeing the club. Even though there's still like a few checks for basically everybody left, everybody's taking on Aghanim. Scruff already cleared out the basement, so doesn't really like could make the beeline to Aghanim here. Everybody else still clearing out the escape. So I think we already had like 2 or 3 blue balls. Statistically, 4, I think it was 3 or 4 is the most likely. The swords is the question here. We're in Moldrum Cave, mini Moldrum Cave. One was an escape, and one is an Armos in Eastern Pulse. And Aghanim goes down here for a Mystic Stress Ninja Tuna. we're gonna see what is on the pyramid. A heart piece. Nothing of importance. I assume that Scruff is gonna take gonna go over and do not mini Mulderm, Pipe Cave. Or just go straight to bot, I guess. Works too. Why not? I mean, we do have the tools to beat Pod. It is a 5/6 crystal, you know? Why not do Pod? It's one of the hops we need to open up the Pyramid Fairy. And we have swords, we have a hammer, we have a bow, we have a sword. You know? Yeah. And it's very nice. For Zoe having not done the remainder of Hyrule Castle, I think it was in that one room to the side that before going into Zella's cell, the one with the blue guard. I think that one had the sword in it, if I remember right. So the first room had a Triforce piece, and Zella's cell I think had a map. So still a Master Sword here. All right. So Zoe is not going to make the trip to Pod here. Instead, going where I thought Scruff was going to go with the Pipe Cave. I mean, this is bound to have at least a couple Triforce pieces, right? Yeah, 3 Triforce pieces. Odds is pretty good. The rest is, I mean, actually, 3 bombs is not too bad either, considering how scarce resource drops are in this mode. And Zoe is going straight to grab those gloves. It's something that Scruff has orphaned. Scruff does not know that there is glove in there. Or maybe Zoe's just gonna do Swamp, I guess. That's a play. I mean, I guess, like, Swamp Palace... I think Swamp Palace is a green pendant. So that's in total 7 items that it holds. That's a lot of stuff. But hey, I mean... You don't need gloves for this. You can, you know... You can find a lot of Triforce pieces in this. So... The sad part is that there's no kind of yet for Zoe to speed up Swamp Palace with the diver down. And yeah, Swamp Palace, of course, has 6 items in it, plus the green pendant, which, of course, also holds an item for us once we talk to Zastrala. It's very possible that Zoe is gonna do this, mirror over to pick up that glove, and then go through the water and into Pod. I'm not sure if... I think Zoe did do Hobo, so cannot pick that up on the way. But might, like, maybe make a trip to Zora area? Not sure if Zoe went to Zora area. But yeah, makes a lot of sense in retrospect. Like, at first, like, Okay, Swamp Palace. Oh, but yeah, like thinking about it, absolutely valid. It's definitely a good play. And like with the green pendant, you also just have to mirror over. You can hand it in right there and there, and then immediately, add in pod. So that's a lot of like checks combined. Oh, like routing really well in this seed. So far, we found a cape and a shield in Swamp Palace. So that's 2 out of 6 items. Zoe's opting to skip left side for now, hoping to find the remaining items here. Oh, okay. Zoe's doing the bomb setup for Diver Down. I actually forgot that it was a thing. Smart. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You usually see the Cane of Samaria one. I know some runners prefer the bomb strat, but it seems like the Cane of Samaria strat is a bit faster roll. And there's a map, which means there's at least one item in the combination of big chest and left side. Depends on what we find on Argus here. All the other runners retracing rough stats here. Oh, actually, where's Sandras going? Peculiar path here. I think Sandras might be doing basically the reverse of what. Oh no, Sandras just picking up the gloves. Okay. Might be doing high kick afterwards if we have more. And we're gonna see Argus on Zo's side, Halmasar on Scruff's side. And as you can tell, like, the card count's not too high either. So a bit stingy on the health side here with the speed. But we got, like, basically a double kill here. Green Pendant for Zoe, Red Crystal or 5/6 Crystal for Scruff. Yeah, Helmasar takes a little while longer to die and explode than Argus does, and like Zoe killed Argus like a second before. Yeah, now Zoe gonna pick up the glove, and then most likely I would wager walking over to Pod, clear that out real quick. First, Scruff is gonna have to skip out on those gloves. Does not have the flippers, does not have the knowledge. Which is also why Scruff routed Pod first. He's gonna do Hype Cave now. Find himself kind of with a bit of a bind. I just noticed that Scruff picked up the silver arrow somewhere. I assume somewhere in Pod. It's the second though. Oh yeah, that could also be second bow on Helma. That's also possible. And a book on Green Pendant. Since we don't have the myths yet, this is our access into Death Palace, which is, I think, the second 5/6 crystal we are looking for, or might be looking for. Several basement. Thank you. Heart piece on Stumpy. And we're probably going to see the digging game here from Scruff. Yeah, it is nice, especially considering we already saw this dungeon cleared by Scruff. So, it's nice to relax a bit and just have to look at one screen for like move checks. But yeah, there's the Triforce piece in the digging game. Yeah, we're starting to you know, all of the runners have more than 20 pieces at this juncture, which means more than halfway there. But the remaining Triforce pieces can be hidden in very, very... Oh, there it is, yeah. In the money hallway here. No arrows. Which means that there's still like a lot of pieces at large. And the remaining high density checks are stuff like Turtle Rock, Tower, you know? We've seen most of the bigger ones at this point, so... Uh-oh, Scruff. Wanting to do catfish does not have the glove, however, which means that needs to pull out the hammer to put a tag, and then oh, gotta pick up some safety potions, I suppose. Oh, okay, there's a mushroom somewhere. I did not see that one getting picked up. I assume that was implied. As you see, DM is went into all woods here. Okay. I'm not sure why Ruff is not picking up catfish here. Actually, I do know, because Ruff doesn't have gloves. Of course. Oops. Yeah, that was that's a problem. Yeah, at this point, like normally in a seat, you would have a glove. Scruff doesn't even know where the glove is, so. And a triangle piece in the graveyard ledge. Also setting up the bomb jump here across this pit. Not one you see very often. So the problem is, for those of you catching up, we know that that all of the runners except for Scruff have acquired is on Lake Talia Island, and the flippers to get those are in Icer Cave. Scruff has seen neither, so. Sandra is on their way to Chalmasar King, as is Zoe. Ledge is a shovel for us. That's one of those lovely loaded items, so it's like, you don't know whether you need it or not. Zoe can pick this up when they get around to Skullwood's area, or Northern Dark World. Tea house. Oh, there's the second glove. Okay. Alright, so that is actually really good for Scruff, because once Scruff beat Skull Woods, they're probably gonna do Village of Outcasts afterwards, and then they will find at least one glove. DM is going into Thieves Town here. And yeah, actually, good point here by chat is that with the glove, the second glove being in Sea House, this means that Dragon was required for Dark World access because both of the gloves are in Dark World. No ifs or buts. All right. Locula down on Scruff's side. Zoe is gonna make the dip into Skull Woods now. He's probably gonna pick up those Northern Dark World checks and Village Rack has afterwards. Scruff most likely was gonna go to the Jaw cast next. A Triforce piece from the Moth. Also good. At this point, I'm actually not sure if Ganon's Tower is going to be something we're going to have to look for. We've got a decent amount of progression items, but like, still a lot of dungeons to clear too. So the rest of Feastone, I think there's only one item in the front, if I thought it correctly. So there's still 3 items in the back. It can be Triforce. Ice Palace can be 3 items. The Shovel Spot, which is going to open up to Zoe, might have a Triforce. Travel Rock has 5 items, plus Mimic Cave for 6. Maya has 2. Desert has 2. Yeah. Might actually not need to bother with Ganon's Tower. Huzzah, a shovel for Zoe. And of course, there's also like a lot of like miscellaneous old world checks as well. There's Spy Kid with the Smith Vein. We have the tablets, which we can access with the book now as well. Yeah, so Zora, King Zora, might actually be in the running as well. I mean, there's always a possibility that we're gonna need to go into GT anyway. Like the rest of all these items are, you know, items and ammo. But who knows? I think it's a realistic chance that we don't need to bother with GT. Especially considering that other than the green pendant, both of the other pendant dungeons in Skullwoods and Misery Mire are also low density, so yeah. We would have to do a lot of high density dungeons regardless. We'd likely pick up a lot of stuff there. Of course, we do know that 2 Triforce pieces are locked by the boots. So we know one is on Lumberjacks and one is in the library. And now goes blind for a DM with the red boomerang, with 2 rebounding sticks. Lovely. So the question is, how much is that lack of Titan Smith kind of bottleneck stuff? Because for all we know, like there might be a lot of Triforce pieces behind the myths. There's Dark Death Mountain, the Smith Chain, all that jazz that the requirements for could be a whole lot of Triforce pieces. And of course, the flipper checks well, plus 1 Palace. We actually, with the flippers and Ice Rock Cliff and Scruff didn't pick up, Swamp Palace is a thing. And that one had a bunch of Triforce pieces. All 3 of our forerunners in Easttown now. While GM is doing the southern, south of Village Wildcast checks, is gonna do the money game, probably to get enough money for, miscellaneous equipment, like bomb refills potentially, potions, and of course Zora. Gonna probably do 1 more aero game and then be done. That should be sufficient funds for the rest of the seed here. So gonna find a piece of Triforce here. Oh, it was just 6 digs. That's very convenient. Thank you, Dig Game, for not being mean. Gonna see Hammer Pegs on DM's side. Of course, we do not have the Cane of Samaria or the powder to do the Magic Bat. I'm sure DM might have even handed in the mushroom already, so. I think it was just rough. Alright. Just the heart. Now the game's coughing up those hearts. I'm stingy about. Let's see, a purple chest. I assume DM is just gonna do all these dark world, southern world chests, kicking the chest on the tour. Gonna see K45, Stumpy, etc. That we already saw off of Scruff going the other way around. Just some hard stuff. So not really anything interesting there. DM's not even gonna pick up that person. He already has 12 hearts. And a blue mail. And a bajillion potions. And a Cane of Burna. What possible safety item could I want here? Ooh, finally, Scruff realizing, hey, I didn't do Ice for Kick. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, it's a 40-50, and also the item layout has been kind of grody. We had an Aghanim Seed, both gloves in the Dark World. So Scruff is like, Wow. Really, game? Let's see if Scruff is gonna do the flipper checks or just gonna skip out on those for now. But okay, looks like Scruff is gonna do Swamp Palace, not with the flippers in hand, and I assume that Scruff is gonna do the blind pull off Highly Island, and then just do the flipper checks off there. That would be my guess here. Or Scruff's. Yeah, I don't think Scruff checked the island. Like, there is a way to check. Yeah, Swamp first, and then the flipper checks. Way to see what Hylia Island has. If you go to the screen south of Link's house, you know, whereas like there's one shop and there's that one little hint cave, and it's like the fencing with the birds on it. If you jump from the stairs, like there's like some stairs there around there. If you jump off the ledge there, you can like barely see what's on the Hylia Island. And but I didn't see Scruff do that, so you know. All right, we're gonna see my area here from Zoe. That's all new stuff. Meanwhile, Swamp, both from DM and Scruff. We will find a cape here. I think that's about it. It's like, in terms of like items, a bunch of Triforce pieces, of course. Oh, there's a triangle here on the desert ledge. How many pieces does Zoe have? I can't read the second number. It's 30-something. Just 30? 30 straight up, I think? 34. Thank you. Yeah, it's getting pretty close here. Desert Palace is not boost locked. The compass on the torch. Big key. Yeah, we were bound to find it over here. Yes, we've seen the bumper cave ledge. That was the shovel. We haven't seen yet what the shovel holds. Zoe has not dug up that item yet. But, yeah. It's gonna do La Molas now. Oh, shovel is the Triforce piece. Okay. I did not see that. Oh, looks like DM is doing left side swamp. That is something that Zoe did skip. Zoe did not do left side swamp at all. There has to be at least one item here. I think. I'm not sure we picked up the compass. I don't think we did. In the first section or back of swamp. We're gonna see the bottom two runners again doing bosses at the same time. Zoe entering a Landmolas and Scruff making very quick work of those puffs. I almost got... Oh, that was a... Almost got the Zero Cycle Landmolas there. Unfortunately, the third one didn't spawn. Oh, there's the compass. Okay, so there is two items on the left. Yeah, so sadly did not get the last Landmola worm there to line up nicely. And we're seeing Dark Death Mountain over on Sundra's side here. Got a half magic. Let's see what Hookshot Cave has for us. Oh, there's the Cane of Sumaria. We already have all 3 medallions. Not a Triforce piece. And the magic powder. And I don't think that, I'm not sure if Zandris checked the... Oh, Checkerport Cave has the last sword, okay. I'm not sure if Zandris checked, Floating Island in Light World. So it's gonna check it now. Gonna see what Agina has for us today. So already on 35 Triforce pieces, which means that... Oh, it's a hard piece. Okay, so that was a blind pull for sure on Sandras' side. Yeah, so 5 Triforce pieces away. It's a hard container. Okay. Thanks, Agina. Very nice. And yeah, Sandras has not down Tower of Hera, so we'll dip that real quick. Alright, so where are you gonna take us? Is this gonna be an Ice Palace play? This sure looks like an Ice Palace play to me. DM entering the Argus fight, and looks like Sandras is not going to do the Hera pot. It's instead going to pick up the big heat off of the basement. That said, Tower of Hera, definitely something you want to do. The Fire Rod is, after all, on Moldorm. Scruff picking up the book. Oh, okay, Zoe's doing Pyramid Fairy, actually, not Ice Palace. Of course, with Desert Palace and Palace of Darkness being the 2 5/6 crystals, that is certainly an option. Heart piece, heart piece. The wrong pieces there, game. Want that. Alright, so where are you gonna take us? Are you gonna do Ice Palace? Probably not, actually. Would probably be a Catfish Ice. Cause... Yeah, okay. If it were an Ice Palace, Zoe probably would have mirrored, fluted to 8, and then taken the Ice Palace portal there. And it's gonna hand in the mushroom as well. The boots are still large. That's like one of the key items we're missing. And the ice rod. That's basically the 2 items of any sort of relevance that we're missing still. Unless you really want to be swag and use a swag net. But otherwise, we have basically everything that's somewhat important. Catfish. Let's see what we have here. Oh, missed. Oh, okay. I actually didn't know that. I thought Zoe missed tossing the skull there into the rocks rather than the ring. Oh, there's Triforce piece there. 4 more to go for Zoe. It's very unlikely that we're gonna need to go into GT here. Like, extremely unlikely. Especially considering Zoe. Yeah, Zoe's gonna pick up another Triforce piece here from the ledge. Zoe's not even checked that yet. And does not have enough money for Zora, though. He has 50 rupees. And Zandres getting the Fire Rod and the Heracrystal. Molder him down. Only one person left to beat Molder, which is DM, who has also, of course, not gotten the Fire Rod yet. There is Triforce piece number 37 for Zoe. We're down to the last 3 here, chat. Not much more to go. Let's see where Zoe is going to take us next. Yeah, this is looking like Dark Death Mountain. And, hold on. There was one Triforce piece in Hookshot Cave. I don't think we've seen Spike Cave yet. So that one could have the Triforce piece. I think Super Bunny just had half magic. Yeah, so that's one of the 3 pieces that Zoe needs. Potentially 2 if there is one in Spike Cave. Or 2 in Turtle Rock, which is also very likely that there's going to be 2 pieces in Turtle Rock. And I think that's what Zoe is playing for here, which is hoping that Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave have the tools needed to open up Turtle Rock, because the likelihood of Turtle Rock's 6 items, if we count Mimic Cave as part of it, having those 3 Triforce pieces is actually not that unlikely. Or 2, as it will be after Zoe clears out the Hookshot Cave. And then, of course, there's also Spike Cave and Ether Tablet as well. And at that point, Zoe is very likely to find those remaining 2 pieces here on Darkness Mountain. Scruff gonna pick up the Butter Sword. And the powder. Oh yeah, that's also gonna open up another check for Zoe later. That's actually pretty quick to do after clearing out the remainder of Death Mountain here. It's gonna be the Magic Bat. Just flip over, hand it in. Hope for a Triforce piece, if you're not done by that point, which I assume we're gonna be. And we're finally going to see what Zora is going to hold for us, because Zandres does have the cash required to pick up King Zora. It looks like DM found a red mail at some point, because their Rydia sprite has a pink dress as opposed to the blue one. Big Chest Swamp. Thank you, chat. All right, King Zora. What do you have for us? Ooh, there's one more Triforce piece for Zoe. The Spike Chest here in Turtle Rock has the second to last piece that Zoe needs to complete the seed. Unfortunately, Scruff is going to be very disappointed with that big bomb. Let's see where DM is going. It's loading to 8, which suggests maybe an Ice Palace. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. So DM has not done Tower of Hera. Oldorm has the Fire Rod. And that Fire Rod is bottlenecking DM with regards to Skullwoods. And, I mean, Turtle Rock also Fire Rod locked, but, you know. So, yeah. I guess DM is hoping to find a Fire Rod in here. Big key in the Chain Chomp room. There's the Swagnet in Ice Palace. Alright, looks like Scruff also is gonna pick up that Triforce piece from Catfish now. The lag. Gross. Since you're so close to completion, you don't want to skip the item check in the lava chest. So, it was a piece, just not the correct piece. And we have Sandres clearing out Desert Palace. Lots of bomb drops there. So. Alright, Mimic Cave. Let's see. Or, actually that makes sense to pick up the big chest here first. In case that one has that last piece you need. Because that's faster than doing Mimic Cave first. So now we're gonna see Mimic. Alright, is this the Triforce piece? Yay! Awesome! Zoe! Most likely, it's very unlikely that any of the others are gonna get ahead of Zoe here. Scruff picking up their 35th. Yeah, all the other three runners are all up around the same number of Triforce pieces, give or take a few. So, get your GGs ready for Zoe 15, chat, because we're gonna see a finishing here. There we go. Turn it into Triforce. And GG to Zoe 15, finishing with a time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 5 seconds. 54 seconds. Which also is the first, not only in the restream, but overall. So that's very, very good. GG's for winning both on the restream and overall. How many are in a daily? We have, let's see here, 11 participants in this daily race. So there's still 10 people racing. In the meantime, Sandres has defeated Lanmolas on 35 pieces. Scruff is on Dead Mountain, presumably gonna do Dark Death Mountain, also 35 pieces, and 33 pieces for DM, who's currently spelunking through Ice Palace. Got misled there by that lack of Fire Rod. Did find the 34th Triforce piece, though. Is bailing without defeating Cold Stare, however. I think that means that I assume that DM found all 3 items in there. And is banking on being able to find those remaining Triforce pieces without having to do Ganon. Ganon's Tower, rather. Scruff is going to find the Cane of Samaria, a Triforce piece, and the powder here in this cave. Oakshire Cave. Did not do Super Bunny Cave first, though. So, Magmatic still not in that inventory. It looks like DM Olds is going to do Dark Death Mountain. Wise Boy has Triangle again. Of course, referring to that dick spot having a Triforce piece. go. Both DM and Scruff picking up their Hoth magic within seconds of each other. Sanders is finally going to go into Swamp. I think 3 Triforce pieces in here, 2 or 3 Triforce pieces, if I remember right, as well as the cape. So this is gonna put Sandres in a very, very good position. Equally, Scruff is gonna find at least 2 Triforce pieces going through Turtle Rock here. As we know, there's 1 in this very first chest that Scruff is about to open, and 1 in Mimic Cave. And I would say it's very likely there's gonna be 1 on Laser Bridge. So I think it's gonna be a race between Scruff and Sandres here for who is gonna be second place on the restream. And a Triforce piece on the pedestal. Not unexpected. But it's also probably not a Triforce piece we see any of the runners pull. Because Misermire is a very long dungeon, and I assume that most of the runners are going to be close enough to 40 to not bother with it. Looks like DM is going to open Turtle Rock. Might even dip it, but without Fire Rod, yeah, DM is gonna lock themselves basically as soon as they pick up that Triforce piece in the first chest, because that means the rest of TR is Fire Rod locked. However, I'm gonna say it's very safe to assume that DM is gonna go to top pair after this, and thankfully pick up that Fire Rod. Excuse me. Yeah, good question. Where are those boots? I mean, we've seen Ice Palace, but like between all of the runners, the only dungeon we haven't seen are the Laser Bridge and like the back of TR in general, Ganon's Tower, and Misermire, and that's basically all where it could have been. Maybe Magic Bat or something. My guess would be Laser Bridge or TR. Desert Palace isn't boots locked, so that one is a shrug. But yeah, between all the runners, we've seen every other check, outside of a few like isolated overworld checks as well. Spy Cave. There we see the 4th bottle on DM's side here on Aether Tablet. That was one I was just gonna mention, but then DM of course had the audacity to pull it before I could say it. All right, looks like DM has not been in top pair at all, which makes sense because like this is one of the dungeons where you definitely would do the boss because it's so quick. Like Cold Stare and King Helmasaur and stuff like that. It's like super slow checks, you know? Why would you do those? Well, I mean, why would you do it? Because of crystals, obviously, but like it is checks that just take a long time. And so I can understand, like in this mode in particular, I can understand why DM skipped those bosses. But Moldarm is so quick, you know? Especially if you do Terrapot like DM is doing right now. Yeah, Scruff, of course, having been at 37 Triforce pieces, did do Mimic Cave before Big Chest of TR. DM having a little bit of trouble setting up the Terrapot here. The bomb strat, I feel, seems to be like very, very specific. Like runners that have done the hook speed strat seem to be a bit more consistent. But I assume it's probably a bit more difficult to learn it than the bomb strat. All right, we're gonna see Laser Braid shortly here from Scruff. A TM within seconds of getting their Fire Rod. I'm sure they're going to be very happy about that, because that was definitely an item that seemed to be bottlenecking them a little bit. And between the Triforce pieces, like, oh yeah, well, there's the boots. Right on Laser Bridge, first chest. All right, DM picks up the Fire Rod and their Crystal. And Triforce piece number 39 for Scruff here, who opts to not bother with Trinix. Maybe I'm not sure if we saw both dungeon items in TR, which is perhaps why Scruff is opting to skip it. How with those boots? Scruff knows there's a Triforce piece in the library. I'm gonna pick that up. Screw doing Trinix or whatever. Oh yeah, no Ice Rod. That's right. I totally forgot we don't have Ice Rod. That's right. Thanks, chat. What would I do without you? Triforce piece number 36 here for Sundress, who sadly did not manage to ended up doing left side swamp. But it's on between the top two runners at this point. DM actually in a very, very good position here, because DM just needs to do Turtle Rock, pick up the Triforce pieces in well, already picked that one up in the first chest, but needs to do the Mimic Cave, the one at some the Laser Bridge, and there might be actually no count to Trinix. Oops, but there's like just finding another one shouldn't be too tough. I'm not sure where DM was, but Skull Woods would, be an opportunity. I think Moth had a Triforce piece, and Scruff Ninja Tuna finishes up here in the meantime. Finishes in second with a race time to G time of 1 hour 21 minutes and 42 seconds. GG to Scruff Ninja Tuna, also taking second, not only in the restream, but overall. Only shortly followed by Scottish Brave 44, who finishes in third, 1 hour 22:16 off stream. And we have Scruff here with us to have a little chat about this seat. So, Scruff, how'd you like that glove and those flippers?
The flippers kind of threw me off for a little bit, but the glove, I kind of brought myself to that conclusion.
I see you light up on Discord, but I don't hear you.
Oh, hold on one sec. Testing 1, 2. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, that works. At least chat can hear me. Anyway. Yeah, I was not anticipating finding those flippers over there in the Ice Rod Cave, but after everything else that I had done and still no sign of that other glove, I was like, you know what? It's probably going to be in one of these water walking areas. I still knew it was an Agaseed, but still, it was like, glove's got to be right there, smacking me in the face, and then when I mirrored over on the leg, I'm like, oh, I'm not too surprised. Oh, you want me to talk more? Oh, okay, that's fine. I mean, ow, no, don't bend my arm. But yeah, the thing that surprised the heck out of me is I don't typically watch the race time room while I'm running until I'm like right towards the end of the seed. So I popped in just about the 1 hour 10-minute mark, and I saw that no one was finished. I'm like, wow, that's pretty freaking nuts. And then I didn't see that So had finished just a minute afterwards. So when I popped back in at like 1:20, just after I'd gotten those boots, I was like, my god, how did he finish 9 minutes ago? Now that I'm seeing his end screen and he didn't finish off Skullwoods or Thieves Town, or, get the boots, I'm like, okay. Must have been some stuff over in the Smith Chain or in other dungeons, so to speak. Doesn't look like he did much of anything else, but dang, that was pretty quick of him.
All right.
Props for that.
Sorry. I had audio issues with Discord apparently. I fixed it. I can hear you now.
Yay! Welcome back.
Yay. So I didn't hear anything other than you talking about so.
That's all right. I was just amazed at how quickly he had found most of the stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and just him not having the boots tells me he never made it to the laser bridge. So it's
Yeah.
like, man, what did I miss?
Zoe basically read this scene like a book and got more or less like was basically leading the God Rod. I think the most impressive part about Zoe's routing, to me at least, like at first I was like a bit confused about it, but he once he Zoe had access to the Dark World via Aghanim, Zoe immediately went to do Swamp Palace, knowing where the glove was because they picked up flippers and did like the flippers checks and stuff, and then saw the glove in Lake Holly. You were actually the only one who didn't pick up the flippers or the glove, or knew where the glove is rather, and Zoe basically like did this like very big brain route where it's like Swamp Palace to pick up the green pendant and Hut Cave, and then into picking up the glove, then pod area, handing the green pendant for the book, and then did pod. And I think that was like such optimized routing that it saved them a lot of time.
Yeah, that's honestly a fantastic way of going there.
Yeah.
And for the amount of stuff that could have possibly been, I mean, I was fully expecting with the way the last couple of Triforce pieces were coming through. I was like, okay, desert is not boots locked. Chances are good we're not going to find them here, so they could very well be in GT. That means Library Ledge and Graveyard Ledge are just gone. But then finding them on Laser, we're just like, okay, we're cool. Don't have to worry about going into GT. We're cool. It's fine.
Yeah, we're like we're only one Triforce piece away, and even if you hadn't picked up like say the one in Mimic Cave, whatever, you know, the library one was not the only one that was right there. There also was the one that was on Lumberjack Ledge, which is the one that DM is actually going to pick up there. I think if I see that correctly, DM is at 38 pieces, so we'll pick up
39 actually.
Oh, 39. Okay, my bad. It's very hard to read those numbers on the restream. So yeah, DM has 40 pieces of the Triforce. It is most likely going to be the third finisher on the restream. Wait, what? Is DM just gonna pick up that one Triforce piece for the laughs?
Oh no!
To see what happens if you pick up more than the required amount or something.
Maybe get like the win +1.
Yeah. Oh, I think DM just realized that was one too many. Oops.
Oh, whoops.
Seems that font is difficult to read, not just for me. But yeah, I mean, in the heat of the moment, easy to like just forget to look and be like, oh yeah, awesome, I can pick up these pieces. I don't have to do Trinix or anything else. Like I don't have to bother with that trash anymore.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yeah. That's what I was hoping for, though, that my last piece was going to be in the Dark World, just so I could save and quit, and then be right there.
Get your GGs in for me and DM, who is expressing their feelings towards that sage you had the pieces into. GG, me and DM finishes in 7th place with an official race time, GG time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 53 seconds. Between Scottish Brave and me and DM, we had Immortal Koi, Breve, or Brave, or how you pronounce that, and Data Plat in 4th, 5th, and 6th, respectively. And we have me and DM join us here. How do you pronounce your name?
I'm DM, and hey, Thanks for the run. That was
Hello.
entertaining.
Wasn't it?
All right, I've said DM for the race. I hope that was all right.
No worries.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that was actually a pretty interesting seat at least. How do you feel about those two gloves?
I thought the glove, the first one seeing it on the island, was the pretty obvious pointer there to the Aga play, so I went ahead and made it. I can't complain. Most everything my way, except I probably should have had the hammer when I went up the mountain the very first time, and then I've got that fire rod earlier, but, you know, that everything worked out pretty much the way I wanted it to.
Yeah. Yeah, that fire rod kind of sort of like bottlenecked you a little bit too. I assume that Ice Palace play was like hoping that you'd find it in there.
The Ice Palace play was more hoping that I would find the red cane before I went up the mountain. I was starting to think,
oh yeah,
fire rod just tucked away in one of those first chests of TR. It's going to be the layout where all of the keys let you all the way down to Laser Bridge where your fire rod is. Those were the kinds of thoughts that were actually going through my head at the moment. Where the fire rod was going to show up was kind of less of a concern at that point. I felt pretty decent, especially once I saw Zo's finish time, that, you know, if the answer's probably just up on the mountain, I should probably get there now.
Yeah, that finish time threw me through a loop. I kind of have to kick myself for completely ignoring the flipper's locations. I didn't know there was a glove there until I actually picked it up. But I took a chance up the mountain, and I found that cane. And when I saw So's finish time, I'm like, well, he probably came here 10 minutes ago.
Pretty much what was going through my head when I saw that dot done go in.
I'm wondering, did anyone go into Mire at all?
No, I skipped Mire, you know, only 2 items. It's kind of slow, so I was trying to avoid it even when I was in the area.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
None of the runners entered Mire. We saw the Mire area, but nobody walked into Pendant Mire. Yeah.
Oh, that's where the other pendant was. All right.
Yeah.
I was only loosely paying attention based on the music, and I did wind up getting Skullwoods tracked properly, but I have no idea which ones the 5-6 crystals actually were.
Yeah, who checks a map in Dorito hunts anyway? Come on.
Yeah, right?
5-6 crystals were and desert.
Yeah, and they just led to 2 wonderful heart pieces. Yay.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy had 2 pieces of heart.
Alright, all of a sudden that decision not to walk back in for Crystal Helmosaur feels a little better.
And Sundress is picking up their 14th Triforce piece off of Mothula here.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, let's see if he saves and quits. I want to see this save and quit to the Pyramid and Mirror. Come on. You can do it, I believe in you.
No, at that point I was just where 2 more Triforce pieces were, and I thought, you know what, they were both site checks. Let me go get them both before I turn them in.
So Sundress mirrored. I think realized that they could have saved and quit to the pyramid. Wanted to go back into the mirror, but the mirror like in the position just right on that corner where you can't walk back into the portal. So you had to pull out.
Oh man, it's so rare that you play a Triforce hunt where you actually have to do Aga in the first place, and then when you've got Mirror to couple that, it's like, wait, we can save and quit to the pyramid. That's right.
Wait, what is this madness we're supposed to do regarding routing here? We've killed Aga and we have the mirror in a Triforce hunt? Unnatural.
Right. Get your GGs in for Zundress 316. Finishes in 10th place with a time of 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 2 seconds. Is going to be also the last person on the race to finish here since we had one forfeit. So yeah, GGs.
Hey, Sandris, GGs.
Hello, Sandris.
Sloth can sit on it.
I feel you did not appreciate that.
It's always Moth. It's always Moth with me in Triforce Hunt. I always ignore it until the last second.
Wanna know a secret?
Where were the boots?
Those were on Laser Bridge, but that wasn't the secret I was gonna tell you. I was gonna tell you, I think you saw that shovel on Bumper Ledge, right?
Yeah,
That one also had a Triforce piece in it.
I got that one.
Oh, you got that one. Oh, okay. I missed that. Sorry, my bad. All right, so then the boots are the secret.
It's like I was
All right.
thinking it for a moment. It was Swamp was the secret, but because I came to. So first of all, I miscounted bombs so badly. Second, when I went to the Paradox, I didn't realize, oh crap, I don't have any arrows to blow up to hit the switch, and I don't want to waste magic on the medallions because I don't know if those will hit the switch.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the last item, by the way, for Zoe in chat was the sword. There was a sword in there, and I think the map was in Zella's chest, if I'm right. But yeah, like one thing with this mode is because all of these like ammo and rupee drops being replaced with Triforce pieces, resource management is actually something that's really, really prudent to do. So yeah, you always gotta have an eye on your bombs and your arrows and your rupees. It's nuts. Zora is like an actual feat.
Yeah, that was one thing that I was like. The second I saw that glove on the island, it's like, just forget about Hera. Forget about Hera. Go to Aga. Get the glove. Plus go to Pod. Get the money.
Yeah, sadly, Sora, as usual, was a scam. So.
And it's always when the ledge has a triangle. Always.
Yeah, I think
And
this
has
was
a
my
triangle.
first time being restreamed for a Triforce hunt that Swamp didn't have all of my answers. I feel like every time I'm on the restream and, you know, I come into Swamp Palace, I walk out with 3 or 4 Triforce pieces, and I think it was 1 today.
Yeah, I think there was one on the left side. I'm not sure if there was one in the back. There might have been. Actually, DM, I think you skipped the waterfall chest.
I did.
I think so, yeah.
Back didn't have any.
I thought it was map compass in the back, although I could have just been not paying enough attention at that
Yeah,
point.
no. It was map compass in the back anyway.
No, it was map big key in the back with the 2 hard pieces.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. And the map, what's the map again? I
No,
don't
the
remember.
big key was on left side and was not vanilla because the red mail was in the big chest.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. It was red mail was big chest. Look, he was on the left side. Sorry, it was map compass. I'm seeing red right now. Like I'm sure you saw my reaction with Mr. Saha.
Oh yes, I've seen her reactions.
Yeah, that was a good placement. Thankfully, I had enough other things to do that I didn't try to chase that one down. I was getting ready to, but, you know. I checked the ether tablet while I was up there getting my fire rod out of Hera finally at whatever that was, an hour and 10 or something. That was super late.
You got the fire rod pretty late in, and then I think it's like Turtle Rock, like the rest of Turtle Rock for you. So.
Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for me. I've got a little more work I need to get done before ladder starts here in, an hour or so. In any event, thank you so much for the restream, Red Aramer, for doing all the talking, Professor Pixie, Arturo, I know, pushing the buttons for you. And everybody for coming out and giving us an hour and a half of your time today. I do hope everybody was entertained.
Indeed. Thank you also to our runners. Make sure to follow them. Sandres316, Mayan DM, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. Don't forget the Mister. And So15. Make sure to give them a follow for doing a absolutely stellar race here for us. Coming up here on Speed Gaming, we have currently going on the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament over on Speed Gaming Main. So just Speed Gaming, no number. In about 20 minutes over on Speed Gaming 2, we're going to have the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer Tournament group stage going on. And if you want more rando, as in more Zelda rando, also over on Speed Gaming Main at 5:10 Eastern, so in about 1.5 hours, we are going to have the continuation of the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament. That's going to be Jet versus Obscure Lifeform, so that's going to be very, very exciting. Make sure to check that out. Again, thank you very much to our runners and our trackers, Professor Pixie and Artarel, as well as the crew behind the scenes, of course. Couldn't do it without those as well. Or you, dear viewers. Without you, we wouldn't do all that jazz. So, it's cool. Make sure to follow the Speed Gaming Network. And I think that's going to be it for us for today. In the name of Speed Gaming, I'm Red Armor, and I'll see you all next time. Take good care.